just losing weight in the beginning doses, struggling to lose weight while on a GLP-1, struggling with a lifetime of dieting and very, very low calories. These are all common situations that we face, and one of my viewers asked the question. So let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Allie. I'm on a fantabulous weight loss quest, and hopefully you'll subscribe and come along for the ride because I put out new videos every day. So Faith FJ posted a comment, and they commented that they're having a few challenges and they're feeling very frustrated. And this comment really spoke to me because I feel like this is so many people. So Faith FJ, if you are watching, please know that you are not alone, and I am going to give you some suggestions that will hopefully help you on your journey. Now, this person was kind enough to provide me with a ton of information. So let's go through it point by point, and I'll try to offer the best suggestions that I can. Please keep in mind that I am not a doctor. But I love you and I want to help you. So the best thing you can do just right off the bat with everything you described is see if your insurance covers a dietitian or nutritionist. The reason why I say this is because when you start out in the situation that you're in, that many of us have been in, where we have been severely restricting calories, it can be very challenging to get your metabolism up and running. And we want your metabolism to boogie. We want it to get down, to get wild and burn calories. And it's very hard to do that when you come from a significant, amount of time of severe calorie restricting. So meeting with a nutritionist or a dietitian, depending on what your insurance covers, can be hugely helpful. When you are interviewing someone, please make sure they are GLP-1 knowledgeable and supportive. Not just that they know what it is, they need to know the intricacies of what people who are on GLP-1s are dealing with, and they need to be supportive. It's not enough to just know about it and go, oh yeah, okay, fine. They need to be supportive. They need to be positive, and they need to see what it is that their patients are struggling with so that they can better assist. So that's my first bit of advice. Along the lines of nutrition, I want to make sure that you are not only tracking your calories, which it sounds like you're doing, or at least you had been doing previously. I want to make sure that you are focusing on protein. Protein plays a big role on a GLP-1 journey for multiple reasons. One, it's going to get your metabolism cooking. And boy, do we want that thing cooking. It's going to keep you fuller longer. Look at that, terrible. The nail polish is just completely coming off of that one. Sorry. I just looked over and I was like, who are you pointing at? Okay, so, sorry, squirrel. So my ADD is just shining brightly in this moment. So your metabolism, we really want it cooking. Protein is going to help you with that. You actually burn more calories, marginally, when you eat protein. So that's a really great way to kickstart that metabolism. So metabolism keeps you fuller longer. It's going to help you maintain muscle. And one of the key points, hopefully, that your nutritionist or your dietitian will go over with you is that in order to bring your metabolism back to life, we want to increase your muscle mass. Now, I know that that sounds scary to a lot of people, right? Because they think, well, holy cow, Allie, I'm on a weight loss journey and you're telling me I need to gain weight? Yes and no. So a lot of people refer to it as body recomposition, right? So you're going to be losing fat and building muscle at the same time. And think about it. I'm going to talk more about your dosage here in a minute. But if you think about the position that you're in, you're already going up and down the same pound anyway, right? You're already frustrated. So if you try this, and it will take time for it to kick in, but once it kicks in, everything is not only going to be easier for you, but it's going to be easier to manage. It's going to be easier to maintain, and it's going to be easier for the rest of your weight loss journey. Now, that brings me to my next point, which is dosage. There are a huge number of people who lose weight in the first 4 weeks of being on a GLP-1, whether it's Semaglutide or Tirzepatide, and that is inflammation and water weight. They lose a bunch of weight, and then all of a sudden, they stop losing weight, and they panic. Now, assuming that you're doing everything correctly, right? You're in a calorie deficit, right? You've calculated your calorie deficit. I have videos on that. If you need help doing that, let me know. So calorie deficit, right? You're tracking your calories, so you know what you're getting. You're not just guessing. You're not just saying, well, the nausea was so strong, I just couldn't even eat anything today, right? If I had $1 for every time I heard that, and then people were going over their calorie deficit, I would be rich. Okay, so tracking, right? In a calorie deficit, getting in movement, whatever that means for you. If you are incredibly morbidly obese, if you have a disability, if movement is something that you struggle with, simply doing more than you used to is huge. And 95% of weight loss is nutrition. So if you can't do any movement at all, if you're injured, right? Like I said, you have a disability. You're starting out an extremely high start weight. Whatever the case is, it's okay if you are in a place where you can get in some movement. I mean, when I first started out, I was just taking the dogs out multiple times a day and throwing the frisbee and, kind of jog. No, I say running, but not really running. Like fast-paced walking back and forth because that's all I could do. But man, I was sweaty, but I was having fun. The dogs were having a blast, right? And normally I would only be doing that maybe once a day. Now I'm doing it multiple times a day. So I'm getting in more movement than I did before. So focus on movement, right? Getting in more. It doesn't have to be some ridiculous step count, goal, 10,000 steps, 20,000 steps. You don't have to start out there. You can make that a goal for your future, but in the beginning, I just want you to focus on doing more than you were doing previously. If you were previously a couch potato, guess what? It's time to get up and get moving. But it also means that you'll be doing significantly less, and it's still more than you were doing. So, getting in that movement is key. And resistance training. Resistance training is going to, like I said, up your metabolism. It's going to help you. It's going to help you feel better. And you only need to do it a couple of times a week. If you want to fit it in where you can do that. And in the beginning, I even have a little video that I made where I would do an arm workout multiple times a day when I was on the phone in meetings. You know those meetings that really could have been an email? I was there and I was doing arm workouts, right? Now, in each meeting, was it maybe 10 or 15 minutes of actually working out my arms? Sure. But by the end of the day, it was like an hour all put together. And I could feel the difference the next day. And did I do it every day? No, but it was still more than I was doing. So anytime you can fit in the movement, it's a huge, huge help. And it will help you to get that metabolism going. And remember, we want it to boogie. Let's talk dosage. I know that it's incredibly frustrating for people when they start out and they see the weight coming off, and then they feel like they're stalling out, right? On 7.5. In actuality, what happened was you lost water weight and inflammation in the beginning, but you haven't found the right dose for you yet. And I say yet because chances are very high that as you continue to go up, eventually you will reach a dose where your body goes, hey, this is the one for me. And it starts to help you, and you start to see the weight coming off. You start to feel a difference. Now, that dose might be 10. It might be 12.5. You may not have it until you get to 15, and that's perfectly natural, perfectly normal, and many people experience that. But you don't want to wait to start doing all the right things for when you find the right dose. What you want to do is you want to start building, right, the healthy eating habits, the movement, right? You want to start upping those calories, getting in the weightlifting and the muscle building. And you may find that your weight fluctuates up and down the same 5 pounds, which is okay. What you're going to notice if you're measuring your body is that your measurements, once you find that dose that works for you, your measurements are going to start getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Even if the number on the scale is not showing that you lost weight, eventually it will. And that is your body doing the recomp, right? So you're going to start building muscle. It's going to up your metabolism. It's going to help you. Then you're going to combine that with finding the right dose for your body. And by those powers combined, you are a fat burning machine. And that is when the weight is going to really start coming off. And like I said, this is a very common situation, which is why I wanted to make this video and talk about it, because each individual person has their own journey, right? Some people lose weight from the very first week, right? That was me. There are others who don't lose a single pound until they've been on 15 milligram Mounjaro Zepbound Tirzepatide or the highest dose of Semaglutide for at least 4 weeks. So there are some people who have to titrate all the way up and then get to that highest dose and then be on it for 4 weeks, right? Because the dosage, it builds in your body over time. And that's when it kicks in. And then that's when all of your hard work starts to pay off. So the key thing that I will say to you is put in the work now. It sounds like you've already started. Keep at it. I know it's frustrating. I know we all want those results. We all want to lose, 10 pounds a month. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But please remind yourself that this is the long journey. You didn't gain your weight overnight. You're not going to lose it overnight. But once you hit that sweet spot, when your dosage is right and you're doing all the other things right, you are going to be so glad when you look back at this moment and go, you know what? Allie was right. I put in the work. Now my dosage is working with my body and the weight is coming off. So it's so important that you do it for yourself. And I know that it can be frustrating, and you're looking at people in the support groups and they're posting their weight loss, right? Even creators online, right? Posting, I've lost 103 pounds, right? It makes it sound romanticized. I'm here to tell you, it's not. It's a lot of work. But if you put in the work, you will be so happy. And you don't even have to wait until the end to reach the goal weight to be happy. Like me, I've lost 103 pounds and I am thrilled. I have a whole new lease on life. I have the day off of work today, and I am running and gunning. I got so much done, and it's just the afternoon. And really the only reason why I'm taking a break is because I ran the dogs around, and now they're going to take a nap, so I know it'll be quiet while I make a video. Right? So when you put in the work, you will get the results. For you, I think it's just going to be a matter of getting that metabolism going, right? And it's going to take a couple of weeks. It's not going to happen overnight. You should just tell yourself, okay, I'm going to see how it's going in a month, right? Slowly up those calories. Make sure those calories are protein forward, right? And make sure that you are doing something to build muscle. And 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, you will be in a much better place to tackle the weight loss head on. And then you'll also be a month potentially into that next dose, right? Because you keep titrating up until you hit the right dose. If you do the work, you will get the results. There are very, very, very few people who titrate all the way up and find out they're a non-responder. The fact that you lost weight, you lost the inflammation and the water weight on that very first dose, that tells me that your body is responding. You are a responder. It's just a matter of finding the right dose. So if you put in the work, if you go ahead and get that appointment with the dietitian, right? Get all of your stones lined up. Get all of your, the analogy I use is get your ducks in a row, right? If you do that now, you will have a massive duck army by the time that the medication kicks in and your body goes, hey, yeah, this is what I needed to get me running right. And then everything comes together. And then it'll get easier. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you are someone who lost weight in the beginning, but then didn't lose weight for a couple of doses and had to find that right dose, please comment down in the comments below so that we can be supportive of our community member and tell your story. Let them know, hey, I did the exact same thing, and at this dose is when it started kicking in. Here's what I've been doing. Here's what my dietitian recommended. Whatever you can do to help this individual and others like them, please, please put it in the comments down below. I will love you forever. If you're looking for a positive only support group, I've got you covered. Link is in the description box below. And as always, be kind, rewind.